Chapter 1. The Beginning of the End. In the small town of Middletown, Ohio, life flowed peacefully. The main character, Jack Martin, was an ordinary electrician living with his daughter Lisa and son Tom. Jack had just divorced his wife and was trying to mend his relationship with his children, who felt abandoned. One day, after a long workday, Jack noticed strange flashes of light on the horizon. Lisa, always interested in astronomy, suggested it might be a meteor shower, but soon they realized it was something much more ominous. The sky split open, and enormous metallic ships emerged, beginning to attack the town. Chapter 2. First victims, panic engulfed the town. People ran into the streets, screaming and trying to escape the destructive beams emanating from the aliens. Jack instinctively grabbed his children and led them to the basement of their home. They heard the thunder and screams of people. Every sound made Jack's heart race faster. When the attack subsided, Jack decided they needed to leave town. He remembered his parents' old house in a village to the south. It was the only place where they could find shelter. Chapter 3. The Path to Salvation. Gathering a few belongings and food, Jack led Lisa and Tom into the street. The town lay in ruins. Debris from buildings and cars littered the ground. They jumped into Jack's old van and headed toward the village. Along the way, they encountered other survivors, some searching for their loved ones, others simply trying to escape the city. At one stop, they met Michael, a war veteran who was also looking for shelter for his family. He joined them, offering his survival skills. Together, they became a team ready to face the threat. Chapter 4. Unforeseen Circumstances. On their way to the village, Jack and his team encountered a group of marauders. These people were willing to do anything to survive. They robbed those who were defenseless. In the ensuing confrontation, Michael was injured. Jack and his children were horrified to witness such violence. However, this only strengthened their resolve to survive. They continued their journey through forests and fields, avoiding major roads and populated areas. Chapter 5. Encounter with a Secret. When they finally reached the village, they found it abandoned. However, in one of the houses, they discovered a group of survivors, people of various ages and professions. Among them was Sarah, a doctor who had taken on the role of leader. Sarah explained that the aliens were not just destroying humans, they were capturing them for research purposes. This revelation shocked Jack and his friends. They realized they needed to act quickly and decisively. Chapter 6. The Attack Plan. Sarah proposed a plan to create a trap for the aliens using old equipment from a village warehouse. They decided to use electromagnetic pulses to temporarily disable the alien ships. Jack took on the responsibility of building the device along with Michael and other surviving men. Lisa and Tom helped as best they could. The children wanted to participate in the fight for their lives, too. Chapter 7. Battle for Survival. Finally, the day of the attack arrived. Everyone was tense. Fear hung in the air. When the aliens reappeared over the village, the group activated their device. At first, everything went according to plan. Several ships lost control and began to fall. But soon the aliens adapted to their trick and launched a counterattack. The battle erupted with renewed fury. People used all available weapons against their enemies. Chapter 8. Losses. In the heat of battle, Jack saw one of the aliens grab Lisa. He rushed to her aid, but was knocked down by an energy beam. In that moment, he remembered his mistakes as a father, how he hadn't given enough attention to his children. Sarah managed to save Lisa at the last moment, but Michael was killed during the fight. This was a heavy blow for the group. They had lost a friend and protector. Chapter 9. A New Plan. After their losses, Jack gathered the remaining survivors for a discussion about a new plan of action. They decided not just to defend themselves. They needed to attack the alien base directly. Sarah suggested using old military equipment from a nearby town's museum. It was risky, but they had no choice. Either act now or wait for inevitable death. Chapter 10. The Final Battle. The group set off for the museum under cover of night. They found several old tanks and weapons. This gave them hope for victory. When morning came, they approached the alien base with renewed strength and determination. The battle was fierce. Aliens used their technology against humans with incredible force. Jack faced one of the aliens head-on at a critical moment in battle. At that moment, he remembered his children, who he was fighting for. Chapter 10. The Final Battle. The group set off for the museum under cover of night. They found several old tanks and weapons. This gave them hope for victory. When morning came, they approached the alien base with renewed strength and determination. The battle was fierce. Aliens used their technology against humans with incredible force. Jack faced one of the aliens head-on at a critical moment in battle. At that moment, he remembered his children, who he was fighting for. Chapter 11. A Turn of Fate. In a critical moment of battle, Jack activated the electromagnetic pulse device again. It gave their team a chance to strike at the alien command center. When the device worked, ships began falling like dominoes. People used this moment for a decisive strike. Chapter 12. After the Storm. After long hours of fighting, the aliens were defeated, their base reduced to rubble. People began gathering together after their losses. All understood what victory had cost them. Jack stood among ruins with Lisa and Tom. He realized how important family was in this chaos. He vowed never again to leave them alone. Epilogue. A New World. Despite how much changed forever after the alien invasion, Jack knew one thing. They survived thanks to love and support for one another. Now they faced rebuilding their lives in a new world, a world filled with hope after destruction. Lisa looked at her father with pride. She knew that now they had each other, even if their world had become different. This translation captures all elements of your original story, War of Worlds: The Unconquered, while maintaining its essence in English.